Well, sheep herd, back again. This time we are looking at the very organization I cussed out in my last video. Now, you can't say I don't listen to my viewers when they tell me what they want, now can ya? That's right, we're talking about the American autism advocacy group, Autism Speaks. Now, there's a lot of reasons I hate this company, but these PSAs are some of the biggest reasons. Now, I present the top 10 worst Autism Speaks PSAs. Now, Brooke the Dragon Dog, which is another PSA YouTuber who does other subjects. If you happen to be watching this, I apologize for stealing your idea in advance. It was simply too good to pass up. Also, obligatory warning, a lot of these PSAs are horribly offensive, so let's get all this chit-chat out of the way. Roll the fucking intro, baby.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Now, you know you suck as an organization when your least offensive PSA is still awful. Now, the print ads kept me up at night, and if you've seen them in magazines, you can understand why, but it's still a horribly generalizing PSA. It makes things like photosensitivity and stimming out to be bad things, and while they look strange to a neurotypical, they absolutely aren't all that bad. Now, this PSA did at least one thing right, having an actual autistic person talk about their experiences with the disorder, but it sounds like Jacob was forced to mask a lot of the symptoms of his autism, a practice that is recognized to be extremely detrimental for us.
What is it, Julia? Why are you so excited, honey?
Hey, do you want to use your talker? With Julia's autism, using a talker can help her find the words she wants to say.
My dog.
You want to do something with Rose, Julia?
Play ball.
Do you want to play catch with Rose? I think Rose is excited to play catch too. Oh, Julia, you show us so many different ways to talk together. Oh, and play. Good catch, Rose. Okay, give Julia the ball. There you go. Okay, throw the ball, Julia. Oh.
For Julia's family, early screening for autism made a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Okay, Julia, there you go. Whoa, another good throw. That's the way.
Yeah!
Sam, Elmo.
Oh, hey, Julia. You ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Yeah.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
These 3 PSAs aren't too bad, but understandably, many people hated Sesame Workshop for associating with Autism Speaks. I love Julia as a character, though I am of the belief that Carl from Arthur is still the better autistic kids show character. But seriously, you had to work with the organization known for demonizing the very people Julia represents. It got so bad that the ASAN, the much better autistic charity, meaning the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, developed Julia, cut all ties with Sesame Workshop. And seeing these PSAs, who the fuck can blame them? The organization fucking demonizes autistic people as always.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
PSA is more kind-hearted than most Autism Speaks PSAs, but what upsets me is this whole situation in this PSA could have been avoided had this big party not been thrown. It is easier to treat autism when it's detected early, but this PSA is treating autism as if it is a disease to be mocked and shunned. For fucking shame. One would think they would have learned from that PSA, and you know what one I'm talking about if you're a fan of the channel.
With this project, we're proud to highlight the experiences of those living with ASD, or Autism Spectrum Disorder. ASD is a lifetime condition often identified in childhood, and in the US alone, surveys have found that 1 in 68 children have been diagnosed. Yet, with the proper support, many living with autism have the opportunity to lead functional, even extraordinary lives. To learn more about diagnosing, treating, and living with autism, please visit the resource shown on the screen.
This is the opposite end of Autism Speaks. They love savants, considering them to be the only good autistic people. Now, I knew the Good Doctor wasn't a good representation of us from the get-go, as I hate the autistic savant route of positive autism representation. Savant syndrome, basically an autistic person being a genius, is in the minority of autism diagnoses, being estimated to be only 10 to 30% of all diagnoses. And Freddie Highmore isn't even autistic himself. Many Good Doctor fans were pissed by this PSA, and I don't blame them, to be honest. I swear, we're portrayed either as unrealistic geniuses or burdens on society.
When it comes to autism, finding the right words can be tough. Finding understanding doesn't have to be. With your help, we can increase understanding and acceptance of people with autism. Learn how you can help create a brighter life on the spectrum. Go to autismspeaks.org.
PSA isn't overtly offensive either, but it's incredibly hypocritical. Autism Speaks acts like they didn't contribute to the stigma the autistic community has by making awful PSAs like this, and it shows the little girl being treated as a freak. It's really the hypocrisy that does this for me, because let's be honest, it is really fucking ironic that Autism Speaks is acting like they didn't contribute to this very fucking stigma that they're apparently now trying to combat, which, let's be honest, that's just them trying to drum up more support for their bullshit cure them ideology.
One of the most prominent signs of autism in children is the avoidance of eye contact. Autism Speaks wanted people to truly experience how this must feel for parents. We created an interactive video screen installation featuring a life-size girl. People were invited to make eye contact with this girl. No matter how people tried, the girl would avoid eye contact every time. Using state-of-the-art Kinect technology, the motion sensor was able to track the person's head and body movement, causing the girl to look away. Avoiding eye contact could be a sign of autism. Learn all the signs at autismspeaks.org.
I admit I hate making eye contact, though that's because my eyes cannot move unless I move my mouth or head, so I look like I'm staring. But this is yet again another broad generalization of autistic people. Not all of us hate eye contact, but Autism Speaks disregards that in this PSA. And it doesn't bother explaining why a lot of autistic kids hate making eye contact. No, instead, as always, it's about how the parents feel.
I'm a mom to 3 kids, Danny, Annie, and Ryan Kelly. Danny's 14, Ryan is 11, and Annie's 13, and my daughter who has autism. It wasn't until she was probably about a year when I realized she didn't really laugh very easily. She didn't make eye contact very easily. I had no idea that it would end up being autism. When I had her assessed, it turned out to be global developmental delays. And I just said, what are global developmental delays? And they said that's delays in every area. They gave me sort of a week to look at the top 10 signs of what, the red flags are. And I remember staring at the computer screen and saying, oh, thank God it's not autism because she only has 9 of those. Then I needed to go see a developmental pediatrician, and they knew right away it was autism.
And I can see it now, I just didn't see it then.
The best thing anyone ever said to me when Annie was diagnosed, she will change, she will grow, and she will get better and do better.
Get your coat. Yeah, first coat, then backpack.
I realized I was the only person that could really do anything for Annie. It was either I help her or she doesn't get help. I just continued along with trying to figure out what to do for Annie, which basically consisted of teaching her a means of communication and applied behavior analysis, and starting a home program, trying to get her integrated into the community. I couldn't go to the grocery store, I couldn't go anywhere with her. It was only through lots and lots of supports and therapy that did we start to make some progress.
So Annie didn't learn to talk till she was 10, really, or start trying to talk till she was 10, which was amazing because they said if she didn't talk by the time she was 5, she probably would not talk.
She's really one of my heroes. She's come so far since her diagnosis, and in ways that I just couldn't have imagined. She really enjoys her family. She's very loving. She loves being outside. She loves music. She loves cooking. And she's just very in sync with her family and people close to her. Actually, she just learned how to blow her nose. She's 13 now, but she's so proud of herself that she can blow her nose on her own, and so that's all she's trying to do. Family, never to lose hope and never go by what the statistics say. And this is your child, and you need to believe. You don't know what they're going to do. And they're capable of so much. And we have to remember that as their parents. We have to believe in that.
So we have a song that we've been singing since why do suddenly appear every time you are near, just like
me.
They long to
be
close to you. Why do fall down from the
sky?
Good job.
I'm a mom to 3 kids, Danny, Annie, and Ryan Kelly. Danny's 14, Ryan is 11, and Annie's 13, and my daughter who has autism. It wasn't until she was probably about a year when I realized she didn't really laugh very easily. She didn't make eye contact very easily. I had no idea that it would end up being autism. When I had her assessed, it turned out to be global developmental delays. And I just said, what are global developmental delays? And they said that's delays in every area. They gave me sort of a week to look at the top 10 signs of what, the red flags are. And I remember staring at the computer screen and saying, oh, thank God it's not autism, because she only has 9 of those. Then I needed to go see a developmental pediatrician, and they knew right away it was autism.
And I can see it now, I just didn't see it then.
The best thing anyone ever said to me when Annie was diagnosed, she will change, she will grow, and she will get better and do better.
Get your coat. Yeah, first coat, then backpack.
I realized I was the only person that could really do anything for Annie. It was either I help her or she doesn't get help. I just continued along with trying to figure out what to do for Annie, which basically consisted of teaching her a means of communication and applied behavior analysis, and starting a home program, trying to get her integrated into the community. I couldn't go to the grocery store, I couldn't go, anywhere with her. It was only through lots and lots of supports and therapy that did we start to make some progress.
So Annie didn't learn to talk till she was 10, really, or start trying to talk till she was 10, which was amazing because they said if she didn't talk by the time she was 5, she probably would not talk.
She's really one of my heroes. She's come so far since her diagnosis, and in ways that I just couldn't have imagined. She really enjoys her family. She's very loving. She loves being outside. She loves music. She loves cooking. And she's just very in sync with her family and people close to her. Actually, she just learned how to blow her nose. She's 13 now, but she's so proud of herself that she can blow her nose on her own. And so that's all she's trying to do. Family, never to lose hope and never go by what the statistics say. And this is your child, and you need to believe. You don't know what they're going to do. They're capable of so much, and we have to remember that as their parents. We have to believe in that.
So we have a song that we've been singing since why do suddenly appear every time you are near, just like
me.
They long to
be
close to you. Why do fall down from the
sky?
Good job.
Where the PSAs on this list start getting extremely offensive and upsetting. In both the PSAs, the severely autistic children aren't treated like people, they are treated like zoo animals, circus monkeys even. I'm probably pissing PETA the fuck off with these comparisons, but hey, I don't give a shit. That's honestly what these kids are being treated like. Because of course they are. Annie is talked about like a burden at first in Amy's PSA, with Amy lamenting that she couldn't take Amy anywhere. And in Kim's PSA, she seems to favor the more normal son over her severely autistic son in this PSA. These are hard to watch just because of how much these parents shit on their severely autistic children. But honestly, there's one PSA that makes both these parents look like fucking saints compared to the parents in that one.
In 1990, in Severn, Maryland, the daughter of a clergyman was discovered by a music industry insider while pumping gas at a service station. The odds of her getting signed and spending 11 weeks at #1 on the U.S. singles charts? 1 in 19 million. The odds of this former church choir singer going on to sell 40 million records? 1 in 15 million. The odds of the same woman winning 6 Grammy Awards and starring in 2 Broadway plays? 1 in 75 million. The odds of this musician and performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
PSA gets really offensive when you realize Toni claims to have cured her son of autism, so she fits right in with the ideology of this piece of shit organization. Yet again, Autism Speaks acts like a kid being born with autism is this horrible fucking thing, like it's going to ruin your kid's fucking life if they are, dare I say, on the spectrum. And it makes sense that Toni Braxton is going along with this, given her statements about curing her son's autism. But they fail to realize autism isn't something that can be cured simply because nobody really understands how it happens. It's been called a misfire in the brain. Some people say it's genetic. Nobody truly knows.
You can't really take a day off of autism. Autism never took a day off on me.
She always has to have my attention, and it's exhausting. He doesn't speak much at all.
Hi. Hi. He has never spoken a single word.
Everything about Daniel's life that seems normal for a typical kid, like going out to dinner or going to a park, all that for us is work.
Oh, good. A little bit more. I'm almost done.
I so hope I won't be changing diapers when he's 6.5.
I didn't choose to do this. I'm not a therapist. I was drafted. I have an autistic child.
Everything I do is about autism.
I have to stay home with him because I have to facilitate the therapist, going here, going there, the medication, the constant medical appointments.
The parents of autistic children often stick together, and we have to.
Because they understand if your kid is having a meltdown and there's no judgment, it's just that's how it is.
They have no idea how easy it is compared to this. You know, your heart is breaking all day long. You know, you think about his future and all the pain he's in, and I don't think they can understand that.
And the parents who are going out for bagels together and are like, oh, do you want to come for a bagel? And I think, yes, in another life, I'd love to come for a bagel. But right now, I have to write down what he's doing so we can go home and work on that. And then I have to take the other 2 to therapy. So, no, I can't go for a bagel.
Danson ran out the door himself, which was absolutely terrifying.
It was freezing cold, no shirt on and no shoes on.
Daniel had walked at the front door.
He got away from me and he was running down the middle of First Avenue.
She took off once and we had to call the police.
Just running straight on into traffic.
Daniel wouldn't look at traffic.
Running, sprinting down to that traffic light.
He's gonna get hit by a car.
I feel like I'm playing this game, which is life or death to me. Can't you just keep your child quiet? No.
People have no idea what it's like to have a child with autism.
We're just judged more harshly and more constantly and expected to do things that no human being should be expected to do.
Why is he hitting himself?
It's always heartbreaking. When Jody was on the swings and crying, the other moms were sort of looking and wondering why this 8.5-year-old girl was screaming and carrying on because she didn't want to get on a swing.
Have a little bit more understanding, a little bit more compassion, and show that to your children as well.
I was a grown woman afraid of the phone ringing because it was the school principal calling me saying she had bitten someone or she had kicked a kid or she had hit a teacher.
And that's why they have special ed classes. They don't want Daniel to be disruptive. They don't want a lot of times for their kids to have to deal with that.
He can't go to kindergarten. You know, my school district doesn't have, they don't have anything appropriate for him.
There are parents who are forced to put kids in schools that are completely overcrowded and 12 kids and one teacher, and the kids don't make progress. But I remember that was a very scary moment for me when I realized I had sat in the car for about 15 minutes and actually contemplated putting Jody in the car and driving off the George Washington Bridge, and that would be preferable to having to put her in one of these schools.
Take little Matthias off your hands. I love you.
Say bye.
Bye. Bye.
It just took a lot of the naturalness, the joy of having a baby out of the equation because we were always filled with fear.
Bye. 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 When you have a child with autism, I think the rate for divorce is like 80%.
I didn't give that marriage what I could have because I had nothing left to give.
It's very hard to manage the emotional issues, the financial issues, which are huge.
We had to borrow money from my parents. We had to borrow money from my sister. The $50,000 that we're in debt is all about the autism.
What I spend on the medical activities that the insurance companies are not paying for, it's a large number.
We had a big leak in the living room that was coming down in like a bucket. It's been over 2 years and those holes are still there because we don't have any money to fix that.
We keep saying that we're just sending, Daniel to Harvard over and over again every year for the rest of his life.
So you just keep borrowing and you just keep trying and you just keep being disappointed and you just keep going broke.
I imagined Little League and trips and vacations and girlfriends, and it's taken me a very long time to let those dreams go.
Christian's a human being who's fighting so hard like you can't believe. And what's been taken from him is it's indescribable.
Jackson is never going to get married and never going to have kids. When I'm at somebody else's wedding and they're dancing with their mother, what I would do to dance with Jackson,
I just cannot accept we have to throw away this generation of children. No way.
I know that science is making great breakthroughs, and my hope is that we'll have a cure or we'll understand how to prevent autism.
I'm never going to say, I quit.
Say, I love you, Mommy.
I love you, Mommy.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Fucking shit. Mom of the fucking year right here. Granted, this is an interview from a documentary, but this documentary is legitimately just one big, massive Autism Speaks PSA full of their anti-autistic rhetoric. She's literally just whining about how shit her life is because she has an autistic daughter, and nobody said having an autistic child would be easy. Then she makes this interview somehow even more hard to watch by saying she was contemplating driving off a bridge with her autistic daughter, Jody, when faced with having to place her in a school for disabled children, saying it's only because of Lauren, because I have another child, that I didn't do it. Holy fucking shit, this is one of the hardest things I've ever had to watch. 7 minutes and 35 seconds of pure torture and bad parenting. Count my ass out from watching this again.
I am autism. I'm visible in your children, but if I can help it, I am invisible to you until it's too late. I know where you live, and guess what? I live there too. I hover around all of you. I know no color barrier, no religion, no morality, no currency. I speak your language fluently, and with every voice I take away, I acquire yet another language. I work very quickly. I work faster than pediatric AIDS, cancer, and diabetes combined. And if you are happily married, I will make sure that your marriage fails. Your money will fall into my hands, and I will bankrupt you for my own self-gain. I don't sleep, so I make sure you don't either. I will make it virtually impossible for your family to easily attend a temple, a birthday party, a public park, without a struggle, without embarrassment, without pain. You have no cure for me. Your scientists don't have the resources, and I relish their desperation. Your neighbors are happier to pretend that I don't exist, of course, until it's their child. I am autism. I have no interest in right or wrong. I derive great pleasure out of your loneliness. I will fight to take away your hope. I will plot to rob you of your children and your dreams. I will make sure that every day you wake up, you will cry, wondering who will take care of my child after I die. And the truth is, I am still winning, and you are scared, and you should be. I am autism. You ignored me. That was a mistake.
And to autism I say,
I am a father,
a mother, a grandparent,
brother,
a sister.
We will spend every waking hour trying to weaken you.
We don't need sleep because we will not rest until you do.
Family can be much stronger than autism ever anticipated, and we will not be intimidated by you, nor will the love and strength of my community.
I am a parent riding towards you, and you can push me off this horse time and time again, but I will get up, climb back on, and ride on with the message.
Autism, you forget who we are. You forget who you are dealing with. You forget the spirit of mothers and daughters and fathers and sons.
We are
the United
Kingdom. The United States.
We are Argentina.
We are Russia.
We are the European Union.
We are the United Nations.
We are coming together in all climates.
We call on all faiths. We search with technology
and voodoo,
prayer and
herbs, genetic studies,
and a growing awareness you never anticipated.
We have had challenges, but we are the best when overcoming them.
We speak the only language that matters, love for our children.
Our capacity to love is greater than your capacity to overwhelm.
Autism is naive.
You are alone. We are a community of warriors.
We have a voice. You think because some of our children cannot speak, we cannot hear them? That is autism's weakness.
You think that because my child lives behind a wall, I am afraid to knock it down with my bare hands?
You have not properly been introduced to this community of parents and grandparents, of siblings and friends, and school teachers, therapists, pediatricians, and scientists.
Autism, if you are not scared, you should be.
When you came for my child, you forgot.
You came for me.
Autism, are you listening?
Holy shit. Holy shit, you're gonna hear a real big-ass Antonio rant today. I don't think there's anything to say about this awful PSA that I haven't already said. This PSA is a 3-minute long hateful blood pressure raiser disguised as a PSA. It absolutely disgusts me that anyone would think this fear-mongering PSA was a good idea to make. And shame on everyone who is involved with making this PSA. I cannot stand this PSA. All the painful things I said I'd rather do to myself than watch this PSA and more would be preferable to watching this shit show. Fucking hell, this PSA makes my blood boil. This PSA sums up the entirety of Autism Speaks. When they're not demonizing our condition, they're using it to make us look like idiots. PSA is one of the many reasons I hate this godforsaken organization, and it's without a doubt the biggest reason. Fuck Autism Speaks, fuck these PSAs, and without a doubt, fuck everyone involved with the making of these PSAs, except for the poor kids, because they didn't really have a fucking choice in being in these. Well, ladies, gentlemen, and fellow non-binary daisies, we've reached the end of yet another video. If you enjoyed the video, which I doubt you did because honestly these PSAs were absolutely horrible to watch, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and if you've done all those things, don't forget to join my Discord server, link in the description and video. If you've done that too, y'all have a great day. Antonio out. Peace.